Hi everyone, welcome to class today. We'll be doing our restorative class this Sunday. So you can use a mat like I am, or maybe you prefer to practice on a bed or a couch, whatever is easiest for you. It's great to have a couple pillows nearby, maybe a blanket. I've got my blanket and bolster here, so if you have something like that, you're more than welcome to use it. Or really anything, a big towel, blanket will work, a couple pillows. It's helpful if the pillows are a little more firm, or maybe you have a couple of them, so it can really give you the support that you might want. We're going to start today with a tad bit of movement, and then we'll get into that stillness practice. So starting in our tabletop position. So hands come underneath the shoulders, knees under hips. If this shape doesn't feel right for you, you can always do this same movement seated. We're going to go through some cat and cow movements. So when you're ready, start to tilt the pelvis, open up through the front of the body, maybe take a little look up. And then as you exhale, round the spine, chin might go towards the chest. Just moving through those shapes a few more times. So most of the time when we do our restorative practice, we go right into stillness. But sometimes, especially if you've been really busy or you've had maybe more of a chaotic day, it's hard to take that quick transition into stillness. Sometimes a little bit of slow, gentle movement can help ease the body into that place of quiet. So let's take just a couple more. Good. Fantastic. Coming back again to that tabletop shape. Again, if you're seated, you're more than welcome to stay there. We're going to move into restorative child's pose or supported child's pose. So you'll take your blankets or your pillows, whatever you have nearby. Stack them up. You can make them as high as you want. Take the knees a little wider if that feels okay. And then allow yourself to just lay over your support. So whether that's blankets or pillows, whatever it is. And if for any reason this doesn't feel right for knees or hips or ankles, you can come onto the back and just let the knees bend, feet on the mat. Finding a similar shape and just resting in that stillness. So if you're in this supported child's pose, you can have one cheek down or the other. You can also kind of stack your hands and let the forehead rest on the hands. As always, your choice. I'll let you know when we're about halfway through. So if you're choosing that one cheek down, you can switch it if you'd like. Allowing the belly to soften. The legs to soften. Shoulders relaxing away from the ears. As long as child's pose feels great for the joints, this can be a really calming shape. You're bringing the forehead closer to the ground, which helps bring in that kind of grounding energy. We're also allowing the hip flexors to flex. You're protecting chest and belly, which can sometimes feel like those are the most vulnerable spots. So it can feel like a very safe, calming shape. Good. If you've got the head turned to one side and you want to switch, just bring that opposite cheek down to the mat or the support or pillow, whatever it is you're using. Maybe you begin to take some deeper breaths, really feeling belly, ribs, and chest expand on the inhales. And on the exhales, just letting all that breath out. Good, about 1 more minute here. Nice. Slowly beginning to release out of that shape. So if you're in that child's pose, maybe come back to your tabletop. And take another little bit of movement here, slow and gentle. Hips can rock side to side. Maybe even take one leg back and get a little stretch, press through the heel. And then switch, take that other leg back and press through the heel. Good. If you're on your back, maybe you take the legs long, arms can even reach overhead, just changing up that shape a little bit. Good. Bring it all back to center. Maybe again, knees rock or hips rock side to side. Good. We'll meet together in a seated position. And coming into, it's called a knee to head pose. So we're going to have one leg straight and one leg bent. And we're going to use the support. So again, you might want to stack up a little bit higher. You can use blocks. I've got a couple blocks here. Good. Maybe you stack up a few different pillows or those blankets. And eventually, you're going to start to tilt the pelvis forward, kind of starting to lean forward. Hugging your support, whatever it is, and coming into that shape that feels okay for you. So we don't want to feel a lot of strain or pulling on the low back. So feel free to add that support up as high as you'd like. Maybe something like this feels a little bit better for you. If it's okay to tilt down more, you can push those support away, going deeper into that stretch. But just remember that restorative is really all about coming back a little bit from that edge, finding that place that's not so intense, a little bit easier. Settling in when you're ready. Shoulders can soften, belly can soften. If the hip or knee here needs some extra support, you can always slide a blanket or a block underneath there to just give those joints a little more comfort and ease. Good. We're about halfway done. Softening the muscles in the face. Good. Doing great. About 5 more breaths here. Wonderful. When you feel ready to move, bring the hands to the legs or the bolster or the floor and use the arms to press yourself back up. Good. Let's take those fingertips either to the side or even back a little bit. Lift up the chest. Get a bit of a counter pose here from that folding forward. And then when you feel ready, gently switch out. So one side might need something completely different than the other. We're going to take that opposite leg long, shift that support over a little bit, lift up nice and tall. And then as you come forward, adjust as needed. So this side might need a little bit more support, a little less support. Maybe you change the positioning of the head to turn that other cheek down. I'm going to keep mine this way just so I can continue to face you, but it might feel better for the neck to switch it up. Again, taking your time to settle in, adding some extra support. I'm going to grab a blanket here or two. Add some more support to that knee. Always listening. Good. And if you'd like, you can bring some more focus to the breath. Inhaling that full inhale and then adding in some breath retention, maybe pausing and holding the breath for a couple moments. Then exhaling out completely. And continuing on with that, inhaling. That full breath in and exhaling, letting it all go. Just in and out. Great job. Softening what you can, shoulders, belly. Good, about 1 more minute here. Nice. Again, when you feel ready to move, bring your hands to your support or to your legs and use those arms to press yourself back up. We've been doing a lot of forward folding or kind of more closed shapes today, so we'll end with a more open shape. Using some pillows or blocks here, we're going to add a little height to this bolster. Maybe you have 2 pillows or a few blankets. Then I also have some support for underneath the head. Legs are going to come over the bolster, and you kind of want it so the calves are supported under the bolster. Settling your way down. Resting here. Feeling the arms be heavy. Gentle opening through the chest. The back feels completely supported. If you need more support for the back, you can always bend the knees if that feels better. Jaw softens. staying here as long as you'd like, enjoying these moments of stillness and pause. Thank you for joining me today and taking time out for yourself.